Some team inside.
If you're currently wondering what happened, this Valkyrie just took advantage of a gameplay exploit to get under the map. She then flies and gets stuck with an arc star. Weird, right? Season 17 was possibly the worst season in Apex history.
Percentage of players in each rank, Battle Royale, and 19% of players are Master.
And honestly, that made me lose a lot of motivation to play the game. But after hearing about the changes in Season 18, I was greeted with some very promising changes. They made some big developments to Ranked. The most annoying weapon in the game got reworked, and they took Seer and nerfed him all the way down to the least picked legend in the game. So after hearing about all the changes, I was ready to hop on the Apex train. Maybe this was the opportunity to pick up the game again. Maybe I could relive my best moments playing this game, and maybe this would be the best season in the entire history of Apex Legends. And then I realized that they didn't scratch the fucking surface for the number of problems in this game.
There's another one!
That easy?
What is going on in Apex?
So now you're wondering, how? How did this game simultaneously get better and worse at the same time? And honestly, I have no clue. But if I were to take a guess, it would have probably started with... Everyone seems to be dead set on the concept that if you have cheats, you hit all your shots. And for a long time, that was probably true. People cared less for their accounts, and apart from your generic cheats, there weren't many more choices that were available. But as much as it doesn't seem like it, the anti-cheat has improved. People can't really get away with what they did a few years back, so cheaters found all sorts of weird ways to get past that. Soft aim, third-party programs, and weird peripherals, just to name a few. They even found a way to disguise M&K as a controller so they can get aim assist. Which sounds really funny because the worst way aim assist can backfire on a game is for it to end up in the hands of an M&K user. This shit is really annoying to deal with though. It feels like I'm just pointing fingers at random people because I genuinely cannot tell if they're good or if they're running a weird third-party program. Apex feels like two games sometimes. When I'm alive, I'm playing Apex, and when I die, I'm playing Among Us. Because I'm analyzing every fucking move of the dude that killed me. That only covers about half of those that cheat though. The other half just don't care. When you see this line over and over, cheating starts to sound like more than a problem. And I'm sure the issue isn't simple at all, but it arguably hasn't gotten any better when you compare it to the past seasons. The SBMM change made cheating way better below Plat. But the way it works makes it so that the cheaters all play in higher ranked lobbies because of their stats. Now, I'm sure this wasn't intended by Respawn, but I think it's a small detail that they didn't think through. Speaking about small details, they seem to miss those a lot. Let's talk about the game design. Battle Royales are probably the most exciting yet equally frustrating genre. Unlike tactical or hero shooters, there's always an element of uncertainty thrown in the mix. Bad loot, rats, and bad zones are all part of the game, which is what makes the game so exciting to play and watch. When you win the 2v1 with bad loot or clutch up a win with 2 down teammates, that shit feels rewarding. But when there are so many things to keep track of, you're bound to mess up, especially when you don't have excellent management. The community is undoubtedly one of the sweatiest in the entire industry. Content is littered with high-stat games and stream highlights, so I wasn't surprised when I found out that some people would use weird or underhanded strats to get some points. I think Season 17 planted that seed when people found out they could get a higher rank without actually playing the game. But what that left was the start of a fucking movement. People started to craft medkits in zone, hop between portals, and even go under the map. Whatever small design flaw they found, they used it to their advantage. And honestly, I don't blame them, because this current rank system makes no sense.
Hey!
As much as I was laughing my ass off watching Nasky derank from gold to silver, this was easily the most ridiculous thing I've seen. In case some of you haven't caught up with the news, Ranked is now composed of 2 systems. One that you see in the menu and a hidden MMR that decides what rank you play in. There's no relationship between the two, so it's completely possible to play in Pred while in Silver. The ranked system has never been about trying to put you in the rank befitting of your skill level. It's always been, you begin at the bottom and you see if you have enough time to climb to the rank you want to push for. I feel as if punishing experienced players in a ranked system is a pretty stupid idea because it completely takes away the benefits that good players should have. They should progress much faster than anyone less skilled, or at least have an easier time when they're in ranks that they clearly don't belong in. When a ranked system purposely slows down or limits the progress of a good player, the ranked system becomes more time-based than a system that is truly reflective of skill. I don't really understand why Respawn wants to force everyone to progress at the same pace. It feels artificial, lazy, and above all else, it's extremely frustrating to play. If a pro player has to sweat his ass off in gold because he's in a Pred lobby, I can absolutely understand everyone's frustrations about the season. Ranked feels genuinely unenjoyable right now, and pubs... Bro, what the fuck? I think everyone can agree that pubs are in a terrible spot right now. It's basically ranked, but 10 times the chaos because everyone drops in the first POIDC. When people of the same skill level just don't care and begin running it down, it feels like the purge. I feel like the devs don't realize that most fights in battle royales aren't fair. Luck plays a huge role in determining the outcome of fights, especially in pubs where most fights happen at the start. Because of that, the better player doesn't always win. People usually get around this by playing safe, such as landing in a place that isn't contested or just avoiding unfavorable fights. But who wants to play like that? I feel like the moment I have to think about my rotate, position, or whatever fights to take is exactly when pubs have failed as a casual game mode. Like, bitch, if I wanted to think, I'd be playing ranked right now. Respawn seems to really like pushing for a certain playstyle. And I don't have any problems when people do that for ranked, because a specific set of rules stop the game from spiraling into a complete mess. But when they impose those same changes to pubs, they make it unenjoyable for everyone. Honestly, there isn't much more to complain about this season, but I want to cover one last thing. Let's talk about the servers. If there's one thing no one appreciates enough, it's definitely the existence of good servers. But because it's such a key part of the game, people usually don't realize the importance until something goes wrong. Now, I'm not so sure what the servers are like in North America, but from what I hear, it's way better than the weird shit that goes on in Asia servers. North America is definitely the favorite child. There's just a lot of peculiar things that happen in some Asian servers. This is really annoying to deal with even though it doesn't happen that often. The servers just have so many tiny issues that slowly whittle away at your sanity. They're just random instances when the server decides to stop time and everyone freezes for a split second. And on really bad days, there's so much packet loss that the game becomes completely unplayable. These issues have not just popped up this season, it's existed for a long time and it still hasn't been fixed. When Respawn decides to do things that no one asked for, like make the loot outline thicker or completely remove teammate outlines, you start to wonder what sort of interns Respawn are actually hiring. Last season they couldn't even size the ranked text correctly, and now they're doing unnecessary things that no one asked for. This season is not it. When I'm looking back and see the bad servers, and the people looking through walls, and the pro player giving a motivational speech in gold.
There is so much at stake. But on the upside, there is so much to gain. We will not let it take our confidence. The last game of the demotion.
I think to myself, this is not what the top revenue earner for EA should look like. But Season 19 is coming fairly soon, and from what I hear, there are quite a feel-good changes coming along. Rumors about a new game engine, map changes, and the new character all sound pretty interesting. EA might finally give Apex the attention it needs, so maybe I can finally say some good things about the game. Unless nothing changes and everyone suffers for another season.
Like a shiver, all the shadows fade.